Yo, peak game. Time for me to do my picks for the divisional round. Who I think is going to the AFC and NFC championship. Um, I was 4-2 in my picks. I wasn't even close on the scores. The only thing I got close was the score differential with the Commanders and the Commanders at Bucks. But hey, it is what it is. All I gotta say about Sam Darnold, definitely cost himself a lot of money with that poor performance. And good lord, as bad as Sam Darnold played, goodness gracious, it ain't even matched with Justin Herbert, man. That was embarrassing. 4 picks and like what? Two of them went to the same person. Shoot, Stingley a hell of a corner. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I mean, he is a first team All Pro, but hey, it is what it is. But on to my picks for the divisional round. The Texans at the Chiefs. Now, I'll be real, I completely slept on the Texans defense. And just because, all season they played well sometimes, they didn't play well sometimes. And I kind of thought about that and thought about what the Chargers were able to do this particular season. But hey, man, credit to the Texans for just running the ball well and playing hellified defense. But on to them facing the Chiefs. The key for the Chiefs, protection. That's all I gotta say. Protection. Can they protect Patrick Mahomes? Can that line block? Andy Reid usually is real good at preparing his teams off of a bye week. So there's a lot of players coming back for Kansas City that got some, and the players that's been active that got some needed rest. So I do think this game's gonna be a bit more interesting than what some people may think. I mean, there's probably some people might think there'll be something like 28 to like 17 or 28 to 14, something like that. I don't see it that way. If the Texans do play defense like they did against Justin Herbert, they do have a great chance of winning. And the main thing is, I don't know if I think Joe Mixon was questionable. But if he's playing, the key to me for the Texans is for them to establish the run, play off of play action, get the ball to Nico Collins, and that's gonna be a hell of a matchup. Nico Collins against Duffy, but that's gonna be something to see. Um, yes, if Chiefs have the better quarterback compared to the Texans. The Texans, to me, they've been a roller coaster this most of the year as far as like they'll play up the competition, or might play down the competition. They may not. Just some games are just like I don't really feel like playing. But also the same thing with the Chiefs. All the close wins they got. Now, yes, knowing how to close out games when they're close is very important for the playoffs. But they did a lot of that this past season, and there's only like a few games that they actually look like their offense looked legitimate. But man, that O line for Kansas City, I mean, I know this shows some flashes of them getting better, but it's gonna be tough sledding. I think the Texans will get the Patrick Mahomes probably about, I'll say 2-3 sacks. They might get a pick. I don't see Patrick Mahomes throwing more than one pick. I do think C.J. Stroud might throw a pick, and I think the key for this game is one, who got the ball last, and two is about who has the momentum. But having said that, I do think it's going to be closer than what some people may think. Saying that, I got to go with the home team on this one. I think the Chiefs will pull this out. They'll be back in the AFC Championship again, and still on that path for them trying to get the first three-peat in the Super Bowl era. But I'm going with the Chiefs to advance. I got the score. I got it going. I think it's going to be 28-24. I'm going to go 28-24 Chiefs. If the Texans can cause some more turnovers, they'll compared to the Chiefs defense, yeah, they'll have a great chance of winning that game. But I just don't see it. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league. Next game, the Commanders and the Lions. man, the Lions is the symbol of no excuses. Cause I think that team had probably more out of all the playoff teams left has had like the most injuries, got the most people on IR. They got Montgomery back. I know Washington played a better defense against the Bucks, and that's how they're able to pull that game out. And of course, Jalen Daniels, man, he's a rookie. He's playing like he's been in the league for 5 years. It's amazing to see all the comeback wins he's had. That the Commanders have had has been a sight to behold. And the Lions at one point had 18 players, 18 on IR, and they still finished with the number one seed. So when I hear people say about certain teams, including the team I root for, saying, well, injuries and this and that, I say, hey, man, yes, it is a key contributor, but you still got to play. And the Lions are shown, they are like the epitome of next man up, because you could tell they lost something, especially in like the pass rush, but they still rolling, and they are able to get the number one seed despite all their injuries. Detroit is going to be rocking. There's going to be rocking. My goodness, man. And good for that. Good for those fans, because good Lord, have Detroit Lions fans like suffered. They in like an endless cycle of suffering, and to see their football team do as well as they're doing, and hell, even to go on to even basketball, the Pistons have won more games currently than they won all last year. So I think some things are looking up for Detroit sports. But back to this game, I think the key for the Lions, that offense, long sustained drives, run the ball, do a couple of like bubble screens and things of that nature, because Lattimore against Amon St. Brown is going to be interesting to see. Young Bull against a vet, yeah, that's gonna be something to see on the outside. But I think the key for the Lions is running the ball and not necessarily keeping their defense off the field. I don't want to say it like that, but yeah, keep their opponent, the Commanders' defense on the field, and just run the ball. They got Jahmyr Gibbs, they got Montgomery back, so man, Detroit's gonna be deafening. Those fans are gonna shoot. I wouldn't be surprised if the stadium started to shake, like literally start to shake. But having said that, I know the Commanders kind of been nicknamed the Cardiac Commanders, and they pulled off a lot of come from behind wins, including last week's win. But I think this is where the bus ends. This is where I think it ends. I think the Lions will be returning to the NFC Championship, and I got this, and I think it's going to be lower scoring. I don't think either team's going to get in the 30s. In my opinion, I think it's going to be I don't see both teams getting the 30s. I can see the Lions getting to 30. So rolling with that, I think I got the Lions winning this game. 33. I know it's a weird score. 33-27. I think that's what I'm gonna roll with. 33-27 Lions. On to the Rams and Eagles. This game I've thought about. I have no idea where to go, because good Lord, the Rams line was suffocate, just sacking Darnold left and right, causing turnovers, wreaking havoc. And the Eagles have one of the best O-lines in the league. I think they might have the best. They got Saquon Barkley, a 2,000-yard runner. I think the key is the passing game for the Eagles. I mean, I know they're a running team, but I think their passing plays is going to be the key for them to win. And the Rams, I think the key for them is play action and run the ball. I think the key for them is to run the ball, because the Eagles want to have one of the better secondaries in the league. And I mean, I know they got Puka Nacua. I know they got damn it, names on the tip of my Cooper Cup. My fault, man. My brain blinked out on that. Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua. But I know the Eagles have a really good secondary, and they can guard one-on-one, and they play well together in coverage. So I think the running game is going to be key for LA. And Philly, the key to them, for them, I think is going to be the passing game. I think AJ Brown or Devontae Smith, one of them, they got to go over 100 yards. I do think one of them will go over 100 yards, especially if there's a good passing game. Get Saquon Barkley. I would say they'll probably get Saquon Barkley involved in the passing game, and I think that's going to be the key for the Eagles. And I think it's Kyler. I think it's Kyler or Kyron Williams for the running back for the Rams. Man, hand that ball off to him and your backs and see what you can get and get those linebackers and even those safeties to cheat up. I think that's going to be the key for the Rams. The Rams definitely it's going to be the running game in my opinion. For the Eagles, I think it's going to be the passing game. But I do trust the Eagles defense more than the Rams defense, despite the performance that the Rams defense had last week. I wouldn't be. I'll be honest. I think this is probably going to be the second best game of the divisional round. I think it's going to be a really close game. I can see it. I mean, my final score I got at 24-21. I got it like that, but either team can win, but I'm going to probably slide with the home team on this. Damn, I picked all the home teams so far in this. I'm not trying to be a homer, but yeah, home field advantage really matters in the NFL, in my opinion. But having said that, I got the Eagles winning this game 24-21 against the Rams. I think the Rams will make a last-ditch effort to get in the field goal range. And if they I could see something, either the kicker missing the kick or they get held out of field goal range. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game to watch, especially if you're more of a defensive person, to see what Matt Stafford can do against the Eagles defense and to see how Jalen Hurts can adjust to the changes that the Rams made going into the playoffs. And for the final game, the game of the playoffs, two MVP contenders. They're both 1 and 2. One is Lamar's a first team All Pro. Josh Allen's a second team All Pro. There's been arguments made for which one should win MVP, even though Saquon Barkley should have gotten more mentions than he did in the media. But it's going to be these two because, let's be honest, the league MVP for the NFL is turning into a quarterback award. It's quite sad to see that. This is going to be a very entertaining game. I can see this. Now, this game, I can see either team getting into the 30s. For the Bills, the key for them, long sustained drives and attack their secondary. I think Josh Allen, for the Bills to win this game, Josh Allen's gonna have to throw for at least 300 yards and have no turnovers. And that's including fumbles, even on those runs and things of that nature. That's the key for the Bills. It's probably going to be the key. How well does Josh Allen throw the ball? I don't know what the weather's like in Buffalo currently. What it will be tomorrow, but Josh Allen can fling that rock far. Excuse me, and but for them, running game, try to establish the running game, but the Ravens have picked it up on defense, especially stopping the run and stuffing the run. So that's why I think that Josh Allen's going to have to throw for 300-plus yards for the Bills to have a chance at this. And for the Ravens, can the secondary hold up against the Bills? Can they hold up? I think their linebackers can stop the run, but their secondary's been quite suspect. They've shown flashes of being pretty good, and other times it's like, what are they doing? And the other key for the Ravens Give the ball to Derrick Henry. That's all you need to do. He needs to touch the ball at least 15 to 20 times this game. If they don't, and if he doesn't, I think the Ravens will be back in Baltimore, sitting home watching the AFC Championship from their couch. And for the Bills, I think if they don't get good a good passing attack going, they're gonna lose this game. Having said that, this is a hard one to pick. This is a hard one to pick, man. I can see this one going either way. However, as well as the Bills have played this year, I think it's going to be a rematch of the AFC Championship from last year. And I am rolling. I'm going to roll with the Ravens. I'm going to go score of 31-28. Actually, I'm going to go 31-30. I think it's going to be that close. Anyways, be easy, everybody. Enjoy the playoffs. Deuces.